Sarah, welcome to the Returned.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
You are so welcome. Oh my goodness, woman, you have power. I can feel you from here. Shoot. Oh my
Um,
goodness. So, Sarah, before we step in to that day, how about you ground us in who you were prior and talk to us about your mindset before you were going into the C-section?
who I would like to say that I was before the NDE was, I was pretty still gifted as far as I had a good relationship with spirit. I thought I was a pretty good person, but I had a lot of struggles. And after like a lot of like inner work, I realized that the struggles had to do with self-love. And a lot of it stemmed from different childhood traumas and just traumas throughout my life that I had dealt with. And at the time, I kind of, because I was unawakened, I was just like oblivious to it. And I wasn't really listening to spirit. Like I would get like impulses of like, you shouldn't talk to that person, or don't have that person in your life, or that's not a good fit for a lover. And I wanted a family. I wanted to be a mother. I wanted to be loved, by, another person, and have, this, I guess, you know, kind of dream fulfilled. And I would like to say, instead of waiting on who God had for me, even though that really was in my heart that I wanted to wait on a divine partner from spirit, I still was trying to kind of solve it in my own strength without really realizing it. And what I mean by that is I would entertain, uh, like dusty relationships, or relationships with people that didn't have my best interests at heart, more narcissistic type of relationships. And because I was such an empath and I went through so much trauma, I kind of became like in a victim mindset, and allowed like abuse to happen for a long time. And so what ended up happening is, whenever I got pregnant, I really was having some physical difficulties with my body. And I was already like 30, 31, 32 at the time. And I talked to my doctor, and my doctor's like, I don't really think it's a good idea for you to carry, because it's really high risk for you. It's high risk for the child. And I spent a lot of time with God at that moment, because I was at a crossroads, and I thought about not keeping the baby. And the thing is, I always tell people, when it comes to abortion, go to God yourself, go to spirit yourself, and make that connection with spirit to be able to make whatever decision that you need to make for yourself. But at the time, even though the circumstances looked like that was probably the best decision for me, because I was already a single mom with two kids. And then I was having another child, and we were both basically high risk. Um, I still, in my heart, I felt like that was a no for me. And I remember like vividly, one night I was taking my daughters, who at the time were like maybe like 3 and 4 years old. And I was taking them, it was December, and I was taking them to go look at the Christmas lights. We were walking around, and I said to God, I was wrestling with what should I do. And it was, the more time went on, the more I was like, I was like getting more like feeling wrong. And so we were walking, and I looked, and I literally wanted to cry. Of course my daughters, they didn't really realize. They're like, Mom, look at the lights, look at the lights. And I'm like, ooh, ooh. But inside I was like so crushed. And I said to God, like within my heart, I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. And as soon as I said that, I looked up, and on a light, it said Emmanuel. And whenever I left, we got in the car, and I felt spirit say, look up Emmanuel, what that means. And when I looked it up, it said, God is with us. And so I felt immediately like in my spirit, like, yeah, you might not be able to do this by yourself, but you're not alone. And I am God who's with you. Again, goosebumps on my cheeks.
I just got it too. I'm like sitting here just getting these goosebumps.